Yeah, I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. Gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I got the horses in the fuck! So have you ever heard about Diary of a Wimpy Kid fanfiction? Of course you have, you probably saw saltydkdan's video about it. But I'm here to read you some of the stuff I found on Reddit from r/LodedDiper. I think I want to kill myself. Let's start with an oldie but a goodie. Greg Heffley and the ballistic missile. Thank God for the archive because it's gone from Reddit. Day 1. Riley and I were making lemonade to cool off after some heavy rounds of Twisted Wizard. Not long after, Dad explained to us that there's a ballistic missile heading towards our town in an hour and we need to evacuate immediately. Riley and I were unsure if this was really happening. I then received a notification on my phone. Dad was right. We got everything we needed and loaded everything into the car as fast as humanly possible. We saw other cars pull out of their driveways the same time we did. Look at Manny, his fucking shit-eating grin with his shithole. That car's gonna fucking smell. 50 minutes left. Riley decided to tag along with us since his fat ass was too slow to run back home. Anyway, we started hitting the road. We found out we didn't have enough seats for Riley, so we taped Manny's legs to the roof of the car. I don't care, it works. Yeah, fuck Manny. My mom then thought that giving Manny a gun would eliminate traffic, which is a stupid idea, but she still did it. If we put Manny on the roof of the car with a gun, we'll have less traffic to deal with. A few minutes later, we heard a gunshot from the top of the car. Manny shot the gun and killed someone. We didn't know who he killed, but after Roger heard the gunshot, he started congratulating Manny and told him he's doing a good job. Good job, Manny. I don't know why the fuck he sounds like Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption. But whatever, let's go with it. This family, I tell ya. 38 minutes left. Dad started speeding just to get to some underground bunker in the park miles away so we can settle there during the nuclear fallout. Manny's on a shooting rampage right now, killing pedestrians left and right to save a few seconds. Rowley's been biting his nails the entire ride. Well, who fucking blames him? Look at Manny with his gun, he's ready to go. Dad said we can haul all of our stuff into the bunker in 10 minutes. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get the tape off Manny's shoes in time. I hope Dad brought some spare drummies. I didn't even have lunch today. I managed to pack my Xbox, but I forgot Formula 1 racing at home. Rowley's gonna be pissed. I wish Holly was with us. I guess that's not happening, isn't it? Ha 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 ha. 32 minutes left. We're getting really close to the bunker. Dad said we'll have time to spare if we don't get distracted. But then we heard a faint scream and a whack. When we all checked to see what happened, Manny flew off the car, hit the tunnel wall, and died. It was an absolute bloodbath. I wish I had the red ink to show it because Manny was pouring blood out of every severed limb. We had no idea where the gun went though, and that's the only weapon we packed. Yeah man, we totally want the fucking red ink just to see all the blood. I mean, black isn't enough. Cause fucking Alfred Hitchcock used fucking chocolate syrup, so I'm pretty sure black is fine. This is not a good sign. 30 minutes left. After the Manny incident, we kept driving. Not long after, another family trying to escape pointed back, trying to signal something. Turns out there's a car that's driving at 120 miles per hour and is crashing into every car and is still running. We parked into an empty parking lot just in time before the car came in and killed us all. I can't say the same for the other family though. Yeah, they got fucking bodied. If we were as little as a second behind, we'd all be dead. We got insanely lucky on this. If we can survive that, we can definitely survive the missile. 22 minutes left. Remember when we taped Manny to the roof of our car? Turns out other people did that too, because Dad was assassinated from a bullet to the head. After we heard the gunfire, Mom pulled the emergency brake and we all took cover. To the best of our extent, shots were still being fired at our car, and luckily nobody was hurt from the bullets. The windows? Not really the same story, as Rowley got cut deep in his arms and legs. I found a disinfectant and some band-aids in the first aid kit, and that helped him stop crying about it. I never mentioned this, but the other guy sure did. In the previous panel, Rowley was not wearing a shirt, his nipples were exposed. But now in this frame, he's wearing a shirt. Nice job. We had to dump Dad off to the side of the road and Mom had to take the wheel. She immediately went ham on the gas pedal. For a while, the ride was perfectly fine, until we ran out of gas. There was no open gas stations, so we had two choices: run to the bunker on foot with all of our supplies, or jack someone's car. What do you think we chose? Sure as hell wasn't running. tell you that much. 18 minutes left. There was a family of 3 getting into a car that was right next to us when we ran out of gas. These dumbasses placed a shotgun on the roof of their car, and thanks to that, we easily off those fuckers. Turns out, they have a lot more supplies than we did in our car. They even packed drummies, 5 boxes of them in fact. There was a slight, by slight I mean huge, problem with our car raid though. People saw what we were doing, and not long after, they tried to kill us. Not for our new supply haul, oh no, but for killing those 3 idiots? Were they their cousins? Well, I never got an answer to that, as Roderick slammed them in the head with a bat. But they then immediately beat the absolute shit out of Roderick. I had to escort him back to the car before they could deal any more damage to him. He could have died! Well, we'll see about that. Holy fuck! Fucking Roderick, the goddamn piece of shit! We were loading the fucking bags into the bunker and the bitch jumped in and locked us out before we can even toss him all the drummies. That motherfucker left us to die! Well, I guess this is it. I'm going to die. The bomb's already gone off. I can feel the heat on my face. I'm not making it out of this. Well, I guess there are worse ways to die. At least I've got my best friend and mom right next to me. Manny, Dad, I'll see you two soon. There's the missile, and then there's the 3. Greg's looking right at it. He is gonna lose his face. They'll probably see Dad in heaven, but I don't think they'll see Manny. He'll be in hell. Our next story is Greg Goes to Vietnam. Now, I thought this story was about the Heffleys going to Vietnam as a trip or vacation, until I read the story and how wrong I was. My draft notice arrived in the mail yesterday. I'm angry, but I knew this was inevitable. Oh well. I think you'd look so handsome in a uniform. I asked Mom if she'd help me escape to Canada, but she wasn't much help. I'm gonna keep at it. What did Johnson say again? I will not send American boys 8 or 10,000 miles to do a job that Vietnamese boys ought to be doing for themselves. Look, I hate the commies as much as the next guy, but this isn't our war to fight. The last thing I want is to die in some jungle in buff-fuck nowhere on the other side of the world because President Johnson's ego is too big to end this war. I'll try to convince Dad about the Canada thing. He's as anti-war as they come. If not, I may have to take matters into my own hands. Look at them, they just joined the Boy Scouts! Well, I just arrived at basic training. I can't say that I'll enjoy it, but I can say this. Our dress uniforms are sharp! Yeah, you're right. I'm sure these will help me pick up girls. You know what they say, women love a man in uniform. I've also made a new pal, Private Rowley Jefferson. I noticed he seemed a little nervous, so I kinda took him under my wing. Jefferson may seem a little clueless, but let me tell you, that guy can handle an M60 like no other. That sounds really gay if you That sounds really gay if you say it out of context. We did some combat exercises, and under fire, Jefferson is one of the finest human beings in the world. All he needs is someone throwing hand grenades at him the rest of his life. I'm telling you, nothing phases this guy. The drill sergeant was telling us about combat stress and shit. Whatever. Jefferson's like a man of steel out there. Absolutely nothing distracts him from the mission at all. I can be the brain and he can be the brawn. I'm telling you, we'll be a great team. I could just imagine these two in fucking Full Metal Jacket. What is your major malfunction, Heffley? I am going to rip your balls off so you cannot contaminate the rest of the world. I will motivate you, Private Jefferson, even if it sure takes every fucking cannibal in the Congo. Well, looks like this is it. Boot camp is done. I'm off to Vietnam. I'm scared. I've heard how long the average lifespan of grunts over there is. But I've been trained well enough, and who knows, maybe I'll get lucky when I have to. And I've got Jefferson to watch my back. Plus, I met this girl during basic, so I know I have something to fight for. I get on the ship tomorrow at the crack of dawn. Maybe I can see her one last time. Good night, USA. Good morning, Vietnam. What are you smiling at, Private? We went on our first patrol tonight. They say that war is like 99% waiting around and 1% actual fighting, and that is completely fine by me. Let me tell you, walking around the rice paddies at night is eerie enough without the threat of a bunch of rice farmers jumping out at you. Sergeant Morris told us all about it, how the gooks would always attack first, and then blend in with the civilians like the cowards they were. Yeah, that's called guerrilla warfare, you fucking moron. He told us that out there, everyone's the enemy until they aren't. And sometimes you have to go to the extreme, but that brass usually look the other way. I, for one, don't like the idea of shooting civilians. but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Of course Rowley has a fucking born to kill sign on his helmet. That makes so much sense. We were out on patrol one last night. Should have been a night like any other. Boy was I ever wrong. I was looking down when it happened. One moment all we hear is the soft sounds of the jungle. The next night is torn wide open by the screaming of those commie gooks and the roar of an RPK. Sergeant Morris was hit first, as the poor bastard absorbed the worst of the opening barrage. We tried to retreat to the tree line, but we were caught in the wide open. We were utterly fucked. I blindly fired my M16 into the trees and grabbed Private Jefferson and hauled ass back towards camp. Disoriented and under shock, I don't think we'd make it. You know, I know it's not my fault, but yet, I wish I'd been more alert. Those gooks sure planned an ambush, I have to give them that. Dealing with the ambush has been hard. Surprisingly, Jefferson has taken it especially hard. Keeps only to himself, gets jumpy, random mood swings. Oh, and the nightmares. The guy can't go 2 nights without him waking us all up at night, screaming about Sergeant Morris. I have to be honest with you, I think he's losing it. I don't blame him either. Seeing your friends in a pool of blood and guts isn't something the army tells you about when they're asking you to fight for Uncle Sam. I told Colonel Granger about Jefferson. Fucker says Jefferson is just a pussy. That's the army, I guess. I feel it's only a matter of time before Jefferson goes ahead and offs himself. Damn shame, really. But what else can I do? I don't know, probably kill yourself too? I don't know how much more Jefferson can take. I saw him at chow yesterday, just sitting there, with this deranged look on his face. I went to say hi to him and he just kinda turned with this insane grin. Didn't even blink. He's gotten jumpy too. Tried to get into our tent last night and he beat my hand to a pulp. I'm telling, he's gonna snap soon. And when he does, it ain't gonna be pretty. So is Greg's hand actually bleeding or something? At the very least, my fucked up hand got me a few days of R&R. Sure can't wait to get back it. Ouch! It finally happened. I sustained my first combat injury. Command wanted us to take this godforsaken hill, despite their recon saying it was too well defended. What could go wrong? Napalm the shit out of it? Lob some artillery on those fuckers and roll in some tankers, right? Yeah, sounds great until the air wing is tied up and the artillery needs to be resupplied. This place is a fucking mess. Whatever, we move in until we get pinned down and air support is unavailable. That's when the fucking gook nails me in the ass. You know, you get hardened to seeing other people die, but getting shot yourself is a different story. Wanted to cry like a bitch. At least I'll be out of commission for a while. Getting some leave will be just what I needed. Oh god, it was my last night in the hospital and I just wanted to walk around a little. Well, I'm just wandering around the complex when I hear this awful scream from down the hall. I've done my time in combat and this wasn't like any scream I've heard before. I peeked into the room and it hit me. You know that sticky orange shit, napalm? Looks like the government is testing it on its own soldiers. I crept into the room and ducked out of sight. The moment the docs left, I grabbed as many files as I could and ran.
I think we need to add more pepper.
Lucky for me, I was hit at the end of my tour. I'll be at home in a few days and when I get back, I'm going straight to the New York Times. The army will have my ass for this, but some things are worth going to jail for. Well, the feds finally caught up with me. Didn't take long for the grand jury to indict me for conspiracy against the United States and a bunch of other crap. And this really shows is that the government is really just legalized tyranny. People had the right to know. Well, Greg's off to jail and his dad's just sipping away. He's just really glad. Next up comes the legal fight. My lawyer's good. He's dealt with the feds before. I've got a fair amount of public support too. But really, this goes to show how fucked up this whole situation is. Our boys are dying for no good reason in a pointless war, and I'm going to prison for exposing government lies? This isn't the America I fought for. This isn't the America Morris took 7 rounds to the chest for. And it sure as hell isn't the America Jefferson blew his brains out over. I've been locked up in a federal prison for 3 years now. It sucks, but I stand by my actions 100%.
Great son you got there, Frank.
I only have one regret, and that's what I put my family through. I know they stand by me, but I can't say that for everyone else. I know my dad's coworkers at the agency don't take kindly to leakers. I just wish they didn't have to suffer because of the choices I made. Who knows, public support of the war is at an all-time low. Maybe one day people will appreciate my sacrifice. Maybe they'll stop harassing my family. Maybe I'll even get a pardon. Until then, I want my story to be heard. I want Jefferson's to be heard. I want Morris's to be heard. People deserve the truth. This is Private First Class Greg Heffley. Over and out. Damn, the author did a really good job of showing how Diary of a Wimpy Kid would go to like the Vietnam War. That's actually really impressive. Our last story is The Cult of Zooey Mama. Oh boy. Tuesday. I haven't seen Rally for days. I've tried calling him, but no one seems to pick up. I've been worried about my friend, so I went up to his house. The door was closed tight, and all the curtains closed. I swear I heard the faint screaming. Thankfully, Rally returned today. However, he gave me something in algebra. Zooey Mama, Zooey Mama, Zooey Mama, Zooey Mama. Join us, Gregory. What on earth? Wednesday. I thought Rally was trying to play some weird practical joke on me. I just threw that crap in the trash. I was gonna go up to his place and play Twisted Wizard now that he was back. But I bet that was his plan for this joke. Turns out it wasn't a joke. I didn't get any sleep last night. I was terrified. Zooey Mama. Zooey Mama. Zooey Mama. Zooey Mama. Zooey Mama. Zooey Mama. Thursday. Eventually Rally shut up and left, so I was able to get an hour of sleep. Dad woke me up as usual. However, something was off. Morning? I guess he was just in a good mood. But what Manny said pushed me over the edge. Brother. He said brother instead of Bubby. Something must be going on here. Yeah, I'd be scared shitless too if my little brother called me brother instead of Bubby. Friday. Dad didn't wake me up this morning. I rushed downstairs to get ready for school as fast as I could before Mom stopped me saying school was closed today. I doubt it. Well, I had the day free, so I decided to investigate what was going on. I had nothing until I heard a conversation coming from the front room. You gotta be more convincing, man. He'll catch on soon. I just knew something was up with these guys, however. What the crap do I do now? I guess I need to find a way out of this fake home they created. I wonder if they have a hammer anywhere. Saturday. So, I've got a plan. Run. It's 4 a.m. They'll be asleep. I can make it, surely. Goodbye, family. I'm going to be free. Away from this mystery. Away from this weirdness. All I need to do is... They got me. They must have known what my... He did destroy a cult, so that's pretty good. And that was 3 stories from r/LodedDiper. If you would like to see more, check the link in the description below. And I hope you enjoy these fanfictions, because I sure as hell did. What is up? It's your boy,
DJ Tone Deaf.
and today I'm bringing back some more r/LodedDiper. So today we're going to be looking at the one-offs, which are arguably a little bit more crazy than the actual books. So how about we get started? First one we're going to look at is Diary of a LLBer, which if you don't know already, LLB means looks like book. First off, let me get something straight. This is an LLB, not a diary. I know it looks like one, but that's the point. I read all the Diary of a Wimpy Kid books as a kid, so when I found r/LodedDiper on Reddit, I got super excited. I started making my own memes, but I guess they don't like it when you use the wrong font. Downvote! Ah! I'd read the download, but I can't read that. I'm blind. Now we're gonna read Diary of an Angry Kid. I am very pissed off right now. Manny has become a huge Chad. I overheard him in Rajik's room saying he gets hosed. I don't know where he picked that up from. Mom contacted the preschool principal and she was shocked. My mom now thinks it's Rajik's fault since it's Rajik's band. They said, "We get hosed." I think that is stupid since Manny said that before that retarded song came out. I tried to ask Manny, but he just told me he took a shit on the floor. I told Mom that Manny took a shit, but no! Mom thought I did for some reason. I am very mad. Me get hosed! Alright, there's that one. Ooh, this one's a weird one. Diary of an Incel. Wednesday. God damn it, I'm so tired of women rejecting me all the goddamn time. I have such a nice personality, but all the ladies want are fucking chads. It isn't fair because I am just as capable as most of these jerks. But these dumb femoids won't give me a chance. Try charming them with my smooth talking, but I always get ignored just the same. May I please have some coochie, milady? Can't handle this shit anymore. Nothing about this is fair at all. On that topic, I saw this incel forum online, and it seems that we see eye to eye. There were a lot of posts that really opened my eyes to how femoids only like asshole chads. I consider myself to be a nice guy, but most girls don't respond to my PMs. And yes, even when I use asterisks. Maybe if I were an asshole, females would like me too. Well then, let's see how that turns out. Thursday. Big news, as of today, I am a convicted sex offender. Don't ask me how it happened, you'll probably just tell us anyway. I was just being polite and respectful. Out of nowhere, a police car showed up and I was fucking arrested! We have received multiple accounts of sexual harassment on your behalf. Sexual harassment? Is that what they call being nice nowadays? I'm sick of this shit. These Stacys obviously don't understand what a real guy is made of. Anyways, they let me go because they thought it wasn't that serious. I don't know why they were complaining about a guy giving a simple compliment to begin with. How succulent. I really had to get into the voice of a fucked up incel. Well, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised. that wouldn't surprise me. Our next one we're gonna read is Diary of a Wimpy Ogre. First of all, let me get something straight. This is a record, not a diary. The life of an ogre is hard, and I felt that the world needed to know about my story. I lived a simple life, taking mud baths and eating grubs. I keep to myself because all I want is some privacy. The villagers always bother me, no matter how many times I threaten to make a suit from their freshly peeled skin. Tonight I had to scare away some of them, and they dropped a paper that said wanted, fairy tale creatures. My neighbors are probably gonna call the fucking cops. I like how this is basically parts of the first act of Shrek. I'd say it's pretty accurate, but in Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Our next one is Diary of an Awesome Friendly Kid, 35 years later. Now, I never really got Rowley's version of the book, but I definitely seen some videos talking about it, and I think it's a pretty interesting concept, but here we go with this one off. I think Greg scammed me. He said he'd pay me $100 for my iPhone XS Max. I gave him the phone and he gave me my $100. Then he put the iPhone on the log, and he shot it! He shot the iPhone I gave him! That big fat motherfucker! I just went too far. I hate scams. One time I fell for a free phone scam ran by a Nigerian prince who wants to wire transfer money using my credit card information. I almost got my identity stolen, but luckily I reported the scammer to the police and he got arrested. And besides, I'm really pissed off about Greg. He destroyed my phone after he scanned me. Well, that's it for today. See you tomorrow. Bye for now. Again, bye for now. Do you think this is years after the Zooey Mama cult? That'd be dope. Our next one is Greg Goes to Wattpad. So recently, Rowley told me about this site called Wattpad. I didn't know what it was, so I decided to check it out. I've never seen so many 12-year-olds online before, and they all had the strangest kinks ever. I didn't really want to read in graphic detail about two video game skeletons eating each other today. But yeah, I'll just remember to steer clear. Now, he told me about this site called DeviantArt. Sounds wholesome enough. What can go wrong? His face says it all. Also, DeviantArt wholesome? It's in the name, DeviantArt. Fucking degenerate. The next one, we're gonna go a little meta. Greg and Frank react to LLBs. So I found these images called LLBs. Get a load of this! Let me see. They look like what I draw, but it's different from what I write. But they're all the same. Something horrible happens to me and my family? That's fucked up. I showed some to my dad and he said he saw too. We all thought it was the same thing. Do you think they read, Greg Heffley and the Ballistic Missile? That was a good story. I enjoyed that one. Alright, this one I found is fucking weird. This one is called Mom, Please Don't Detonate a Nuclear Bomb. Oh my freaking god, today the unspeakable happened. Mom got really angry at Dad for protecting Manny, so she nuked our town again. Wait a minute, this happened before? Fantastic. Just fantastic. Manny is a terrible being. Did it really require nuking the town over him? Now thousands of more people died. The worst part is that she didn't detonate the bomb close enough to Manny to instantly kill him. Now there's a chance he's a mutant with superpowers or whatever. I thought I would only have to wait one more week in the fallout shelter, but nope. Thanks, Mom. Wait, what's that? Oh my god, it's Manny! He just decapitated Roderick! Oh frick! Well, there goes Greg. He's bodied. So, I'm a little confused. Did this happen again? I don't seem to find, like, another one that says she nuked the town over getting mad at Frank Heffley over Manny. What the fuck? Our next one is Sword Wimp Online. So me, Rowley, and thousands of other players are stuck in this stupid Japanese VR game. We die in the game, we die in real life. I knew it was too good to be true. It's been around a week now, and over 1,000 players have already died. Yesterday, some guys decided to get a group of people to try and defeat the first level boss. I convinced Rowley to join the raid party with me because if I spend even one more minute farming on the Scat Pig's plains, I'm gonna lose my damn mind. When I met the group, I knew it wouldn't end well. Most of them wore black equipment and had edgy usernames. The leaders rallied us up, and off we went to the boss room. To put it simply, it was a massive shitstorm. Even after careful planning, everyone tried to be a lone wolf anime protagonist who killed the boss alone. The boss wiped that unorganized mess out pretty quickly. Good thing I leveled up my loot skill. The stuff that the guys on our group dropped on death sells for a crap ton of gold. And there they are from their Halloween story. Pretty interesting how their own take on Sword Art Online. I never really watched the anime, so I'm probably gonna get fucking bodied in the comments. So you guys remember Greg Goes to Vietnam? Here's a story. The Viet Cong invades Plainview. Me and Rowley were trying to find a way back to camp, but it was a fruitless endeavor. The Viet Cong rushed us out of nowhere, and we didn't have our weapons. They did not have them either. Lucky us. We ran back the way we came. Rowley got caught by one of them and got beaten to death. I ran until the cows came home. There they are. Even with a stick and everything. I tripped, but all my snow clothes were white and they never saw me lying flat on the ground. I walked back to find Rowley dead. The fucker was dead. I was dumbfounded. No pulse, no nothing. I dragged him all the way to camp to find their platoon's medic. He said he was dead. Godspeed, Jeffersons. I'm sure this isn't really an alternate timeline, but I like to think that it is, where instead of Rowley offing himself, he actually gets killed by a bunch of Viet Cong. Definitely think it's pretty interesting. You guys love Cowboy Bebop? Then you're gonna love Wimpy Bebop. Tuesday. Another day, another entry, another bounty. I've caught a good one while watching Big Shot 10 million Woolongs for one Ziggly Zeagle. He's really angered the wrong guy if he's got an alive-only mark on him. Jeff thinks he may be hiding out somewhere in the Hermit sector of the asteroid belt. We'll get there by tomorrow, and we search through all the rocks. Until then, Jeff is plotting out other possible hiding spots in case he's wrong, and I'm on kitchen duty. I'm thinking you can't go wrong with a plate of rice and fish. Well, that's the only dish I know how to make at least. Shucks, howdy! So, you think Greg is supposed to be Spike, and Rowley's supposed to be Jet Black? I can kinda see it, a little bit. Like, change their personalities some. So now, my friends, the time has come. We're gonna execute Order 66, but Greg survives, and Greg survives Order 66. I can't believe this is actually happening. I was in the archives minding my own business, and suddenly I heard blaster fire. Everyone took off running, but for some reason I felt that was a bad idea. Call it the will of the Force, or my own cowardice. But I ended up hiding under the desk in the archive. And even more surprising, I think it actually worked. I don't know how long I was hiding, but eventually the temple fell quiet, and I was alone. Alone with the bodies of clone troopers, the ones who had betrayed us. I suited up in the stolen armor and got ready to move. My name is Greg Heffley, and I am a Jedi. If you're reading this, then I am most likely dead. May the Force be with me. Their own take on Order 66 by the Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Alright, that's... Our next one is called Ask Greg. Dear Greg, female body inspector, age. Me and my friends want to go on vacation soon, but we don't know what to do. Vacationless in Vancouver. You seem like a nice person with a fairly good life. It's nice that you have friends who you want to go on vacations with. Have you even considered that some of us might not have so many friends with which we can gallivant across the pale blue dot with? What makes you think that it's okay for you to come here into my house, my advice column, and brag about all your friends? Who gives you the fucking right, asshole? I work my ass off day and night trying to write advice for you brainless cretins who seem to think that I will be able to answer your questions as with no regard to the stupidity of the askers. Also, Victoria, Canada is an amazing city. Like Greg, who the fuck do you think you are, H? God damn, that took a turn for the worst. Is this like one of those incel column writers? And like they just get like super edgy like once they get questions about you know, friends and girls and all that shit, and then just gives like a legitimate answer at the end. It's a little bit of a joke. I like it though. Alright, I found a decently long one off. So we're gonna end it with Greg Heffley tries to kill Adolf Hitler. The 6th of June, 2020. Today marks the 76th anniversary of what was supposed to be a turning point in our battle against the Nazis. Today, 76 years ago, D-Day failed. Somehow, the Germans were aware of our plan. Our attack turned into an ambush. It all went downhill from there. In 1946, Hitler dropped the world's first nuclear bomb on London. In 1951, we quite literally erased Schleswig-Holstein from the map. I'm so sorry if I said that wrong. The war's been going for 81 hellish years. Today, the Allies selected me and Comrade Manny for a last-ditch effort to end it. Today, we end the war before it even begins. What the hell, the teleporter? Prototype 6 Semper Tyrannis? What the fuck? Okay, I'm guessing this is an alternate World War II, where it actually goes on for years. Alright. Sometime in December 1898, somewhere in Leonding, Austria. In our time, Hitler died in 1986, aged 97, a year after his wife. He went peacefully into sleep, and that was the biggest injustice of all. A man who'd taken billions of lives, dying of old age. Then his kids took over and... I'm rambling again. We land in Leonding, Hitler's boyhood town. I felt the shock of breathing pure air for the first time. We got to work. So I'm guessing Greg is changing Manny's outfit. The Allies had decades to prepare us for this trip. We've been equipped with high-tech holo projectors and suits that can scan and imitate anyone's clothing, and even physique. We only needed to do clothings. This time. Manny hated his. We walked through the streets until we found the house. We changed back. They picked a day where most of Hitler's family were away, so the coast was clear. We vaporized the lock using our tech. Our footsteps muffled by step silencers. We went through the empty house looking for the child. After a few minutes, I peeked into a room and I just nearly shouted, "We found him! Adolf Hitler!" He didn't see us yet. There they are, just looking for it. They say that when we kill Hitler, our timeline would either phase into one where World War II never existed, or the universe explodes. Hope it's the former. We didn't go all this way for nothing. I put Manny on guard and removed the gun. People would argue that the problem with killing Hitler as a 9-year-old would be that you'd be killing a 9-year-old who's still innocent at the time. Let it be known that I felt nothing as I blasted sleeping gas at Hitler, preparing to end him. He gave me this journal to document everything as it happens, in hope that it remains after whatever happens when the timeline either fixes or destroys itself. And so I write down my final entry. After this page is done, I shall put Hitler down like the spineless coward that he is. You're welcome. Sic Semper Tyrannis. No, 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 Manny Heffley. I don't know what any of that says. I'll be sure to look more into it. But that'll be the end of this second video for r/LodedDiper. I hope you enjoyed, because I did. Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna go kill myself.